Nobody in Hollywood was prepared for what Bad Bunny unleashed last night. One single video, just one, dropped out of nowhere with no promo, no warning, no collaborator announcements, nothing. And within seconds, the entire entertainment industry flipped completely upside down. Executives panicked, artists froze, PR teams went into full emergency mode. Because whatever Bad Bunny just did, it wasn't normal. It wasn't expected. It wasn't even strategic. It was a declaration of war. And Hollywood felt it. Within minutes of the video going live, major studios reportedly held emergency conference calls. Agents started blowing up phones. Directors started scrubbing posts off their feeds. And insiders say one streaming platform halted a massive rollout because Bad Bunny's drop changed everything. Think about how crazy that is. One man, one upload, and the whole industry stopped breathing. But here's where things get terrifying. The video wasn't just a music clip. According to multiple insiders, it revealed something Hollywood has been trying to keep buried for years. Something connected to a private feud Bad Bunny has had with top-level executives. Something so explosive that the video was allegedly flagged internally within 14 minutes of release. Fans are calling it a career takeover. Executives are calling it a threat. And some anonymous insiders are calling it the beginning of a Hollywood collapse. Because Bad Bunny didn't just post a video, he exposed something, he challenged someone, and he awakened a part of Hollywood that never wanted to be seen. And the most shocking part? The video wasn't deleted, it wasn't censored, it wasn't blocked, but he left it up, boldly, fearlessly, as if daring the entire industry to come for him. But they actually might. From the moment Bad Bunny stepped into the global spotlight, it was clear he wasn't built like anyone else in the industry. He didn't follow Hollywood rules. He didn't shape himself into a product. He didn't kiss up to executives or restructure himself into a brand-safe puppet. He came in loud, rebellious, unpredictable, and Hollywood had no idea what to do with him. In a world where stars are manufactured, filtered, and tightly controlled, Bad Bunny was a threat from the start simply because he couldn't be controlled. But behind the scenes, long before this shocking video dropped, a silent war had already started. A war between Bad Bunny and some of Hollywood's most powerful decision-makers. It wasn't public. It wasn't obvious. It wasn't even acknowledged by the players involved. But insiders knew. They whispered. They warned. They said Hollywood executives never truly accepted Bad Bunny's influence, his power, or the fact that he didn't need Hollywood to dominate globally. And that scared them. It all began when Bad Bunny refused an offer that most artists would kill for. A multi-year, multi-film contract that insiders described as the golden leash. Hollywood was certain he would say yes. They were ready to mold him into their next billion-dollar global performer. Movies, fragrances, endorsements, appearances, everything planned and packaged. But Bad Bunny shocked everyone when he allegedly told them, "I don't belong to Hollywood." That rejection didn't just bruise egos, it enraged them. From that moment on, things shifted. Offers became stricter. Negotiations turned colder. Rumors started spreading about Hollywood trying to put him in his place. Studio insiders claimed he was difficult, unpredictable, not willing to play the game. But fans knew better. Bad Bunny wasn't difficult. He was free. He wasn't unpredictable. He was unapologetically himself. He wasn't refusing to play the game. He was refusing to be owned by it. Still, Hollywood didn't forget the embarrassment. Executives watched as Bad Bunny's music shattered records worldwide, as he performed in sold-out stadiums, as he dominated fashion, culture, social media, without their approval. Every accomplishment was another slap in the face to an industry that believed itself untouchable. And slowly, quietly, a silent tension began building between Bad Bunny and the entire Hollywood system. But the breaking point came when he accepted a small role in a major film. Not because the studio wanted him, but because fans demanded it. That movie nearly doubled its projections simply because Bad Bunny appeared in it for a few minutes. Executives were stunned, furious, threatened. They realized something they were never supposed to realize. Bad Bunny had more power than they did. And when an artist has more power than the machine does what it always does. It tries to crush what it cannot control. Insiders say a small group of executives began creating barriers, blocking collaborations, slowing down contract approvals, cutting opportunities, offering him deals that were intentionally insulting. But Bad Bunny didn't flinch. He didn't react publicly. He didn't complain. He simply kept rising, kept expanding, kept breaking every limit they tried to place on him. And that's when Hollywood moved from passive irritation to active retaliation. A rumor leaked that a studio had tried to blacklist him from major American award shows. Another insider claimed executives sabotaged a deal that would have made him the face of a massive franchise. Someone else said they tried to push a negative narrative about him to make him less marketable. But Bad Bunny fans fought back every single time, crushing the narrative before it had a chance to grow. Still, Hollywood believed it was only a matter of time before Bad Bunny needed them, needed their platforms, their money, their influence. They were wrong. Because instead of backing down, Bad Bunny grew stronger. He became an unstoppable cultural force. His concerts were bigger than movie premieres, and his presence at any event overshadowed the entire red carpet. He wasn't just a celebrity, he was a universe. And that made Hollywood desperate. And then last night happened. A video Bad Bunny uploaded without warning, shot, edited, and posted entirely outside Hollywood's control, sent shockwaves through the entire industry. But the real panic wasn't about the visuals, the message, or the performance. It was because insiders recognized something in that video that the public hadn't figured out yet. Something Hollywood had been hiding. Something they never wanted the world to notice. Something Bad Bunny put front and center, intentionally. Within minutes of release, calls were made, screenshots were taken, lawyers were notified. One insider said executives were freaking out more than when a billion-dollar franchise collapses. Another insider said this video exposed what Hollywood buried for 10 years. And the darkest quote of all came from a director who reportedly said, "He just exposed the system, and the system is going to come after him." And yet, Bad Bunny didn't back down. He didn't apologize. He didn't delete the video. He didn't explain anything. He just posted it, fearlessly, and walked away like a man who knew exactly what he was doing. Fans celebrated. Executives panicked. The industry froze. And now, for the first time ever, Hollywood is facing a threat not from another studio, not from a scandal, not from a leaked document, but from one artist who refuses to play by their rules. Bad Bunny took over Hollywood with a single video. But the scariest part? The video wasn't the message. The message was the warning behind it, and the industry knows it. Everything shifted the moment Hollywood executives realized what Bad Bunny's video actually contained. At first, they thought it was just another artistic project. Visually stunning, rebellious, maybe symbolic like his usual work. But then someone in a studio boardroom paused the video at the exact 2-minute mark. And that's when the panic started. Because right there, buried in the visuals, hidden behind metaphors and layered meaning, Bad Bunny had slipped in a bold, unmistakable shot. An image that insiders say Hollywood has spent years trying to suppress. An image connected to a secret committee, a hidden blacklist, and a group of executives who once decided which artists would succeed and which ones would fade quietly into irrelevance. Bad Bunny exposed it, not by accident, not subtly, but intentionally, almost daring them to react. Within minutes of the team noticing, emergency meetings were called. High-ranking executives scrambled into late-night video conferences. People who hadn't spoken in years were suddenly on the same call, nervously whispering phrases like, "Who gave him that file? How much does he know? This cannot go public. Not again. Statements like that sent fear through the entire industry because the truth was becoming clear. Bad Bunny had access to information he was never meant to see. And the worst part? He didn't leak it, and he showcased it in front of the entire world, wrapped in art so the message hit twice as hard. While Hollywood spiraled in fear, fans were celebrating. They flooded social media calling the video genius, revolutionary, and dangerous in the best way. But they didn't understand what they were watching. They didn't realize they were witnessing the opening shot of a war between an unstoppable artist and an institution built on controlling artists like him. Insiders say one unnamed studio executive stormed out of a meeting yelling, "He thinks he's untouchable. We need to remind him who runs this town." Another insider claimed someone threatened legal action immediately, while another whispered that legal action isn't enough. Those words sent chills. Something darker was happening. Meanwhile, Bad Bunny? He acted like nothing was wrong. He posted a photo. He went out with friends. He ignored every headline. And that silence, that unbothered calm, terrified Hollywood more than the video itself. Because only someone holding real power behaves like that. The conflict escalated the next morning when a major entertainment magazine suddenly published an anonymous article claiming Bad Bunny was unprofessional, disrespectful, and unpredictable. Fans instantly recognized it as a smear campaign. The article used vague accusations, unnamed sources, and suspicious timing. Classic Hollywood damage control. But instead of hurting him, it backfired. Fans shredded the article to pieces. Influencers dragged the publication across social media. Supporters began trending hashtags defending him. Hollywood's attempt to silence Bad Bunny only amplified his influence. But then came the moment everything cracked open. A leaked email, allegedly from inside a major studio, surfaced online. The email said, "Bad Bunny has obtained footage from the archive. We need to find out who gave it to him. If this goes further, careers will end." People lost their minds. What archive? What footage? How did he get it? Fans immediately linked the pieces together. The hidden image in the video, the frantic executive meetings, the smear articles, the panicked tone in the leaked email. Whatever Hollywood had buried, Bad Bunny had dug it back up. The email continued with a line that set the internet on fire. He knows about Project Meridian. Nobody knew what Project Meridian was, but everyone knew it sounded bad. Within minutes, conspiracies exploded across platforms. People started searching old articles, digging through forgotten interviews, analyzing patterns in artist careers. They discovered that several Latino artists had mysteriously vanished from Hollywood at the peak of their careers. Just like that. No explanation, no scandal, no reason. Fans began connecting these disappearances to this shadowy Project Meridian. Some claimed it was a blacklist. Some said it was a control program for artists. Others said Hollywood used it to keep certain stars from rising too high. And suddenly, Bad Bunny's video didn't feel symbolic anymore. It felt like a warning. It felt like a revelation. Hollywood executives panicked even harder. A leaked voice note from someone allegedly in the meeting said, "Someone inside our circle betrayed us. He wasn't supposed to access those files. If he releases anything else, we're done." But the first twist came that evening, when a second video appeared online. Fans thought Bad Bunny posted it. He didn't. It came from an anonymous account. The video showed behind-the-scenes clips of Hollywood meetings, blurred faces, distorted audio, but enough visible details to confirm they were real industry discussions. One line in the video stood out. "Keep him out of major film negotiations. We can't risk another artist gaining that level of autonomy." People gasped. They recognized the voice. A powerful executive. A man known for controlling careers. And then the anonymous account posted a chilling caption. He wasn't lying. Hollywood tried to silence him long before the video. The internet exploded. Fans demanded answers. And celebrities began speaking up. Directors posted cryptic emojis. Hollywood stayed silent. Meanwhile, insiders whispered that Bad Bunny was not the one who leaked the anonymous video, which made the situation even scarier. Someone else was helping him. Someone with access. Someone deep inside the system. Then the twist deepened. Another anonymous post surfaced. Bad Bunny wasn't supposed to reveal the image. That wasn't part of the agreement. Agreement? What agreement? Fans went wild trying to decode what it meant. Had Bad Bunny made a deal with Hollywood in the past? Did he break the terms? Was this revenge or exposure? And that's when a final leak dropped. The one that shattered everything. A confidential document with partially redacted text reading. Artist Benito Antonio. The rest of the name blurred. End restriction duration, 5 years. Clause: no disclosure of Hollywood internal practices. Violation consequence: contract termination and blacklisting. Fans screamed. Hollywood tried to own him, control him, silence him, and Bad Bunny broke the agreement. On purpose, with that one video. He didn't accidentally expose Hollywood. He declared war. And the worst part? The 5-year restriction ended 3 days before he released the video. Meaning, he waited, he planned, he struck at the perfect moment. This wasn't rebellion, this was revenge, and Hollywood knows it. The instant the leaked document hit the internet, everything spiraled out of control. Hollywood was no longer dealing with speculation or harmless fan theories. They were dealing with proof. Proof that they tried to restrict Bad Bunny, silence him, and manipulate his rise. Proof that he had been bound by a contract he never wanted, one that expired only days before he unleashed his explosive video. And now that the world knew, Hollywood's entire PR structure went into meltdown mode. Overnight, executives activated crisis protocols normally reserved for billion-dollar scandals. Lawyers were pulled out of bed. Publicists were ordered to draft statements that nobody dared release. A dozen studios held emergency calls that lasted until sunrise. Insiders reported that multiple executives were screaming at each other, demanding answers, demanding damage control, demanding someone explain how Bad Bunny got access to the files. But the anger wasn't just about the leak. It was about the fear behind it. Hollywood wasn't afraid of Bad Bunny's image or influence. They were afraid of what he knew. Because if he had revealed one restricted image inside a music video, what else did he have? How deep did he dig? Who helped him? And worst of all, what was he planning next? While Hollywood scrambled to contain the fire, the internet went nuclear. Fans around the world began demanding investigations, demanding accountability, demanding the names of everyone involved in Project Meridian. Hashtags exploded globally. People posted emotional videos saying they were shocked but not surprised. TikTok went insane with creators revealing patterns of Latino artists being sidelined, ignored, or mysteriously erased from Hollywood at the peak of their careers. Suddenly, Bad Bunny was no longer just a musician. He was a whistleblower, a rebel, a cultural force exposing the machine from the inside. And that terrified the system even more. Celebrities began jumping in, some subtly, others aggressively. One major actor posted, "If he exposed something, we need to listen." A famous director tweeted, "Artists have been warning about Hollywood's control tactics for years. Maybe this is the beginning of the end." But the most shocking came from a pop icon who said, "He's not lying. They tried it with me, too." Fans lost it. People begged her to explain. She didn't. She deleted the tweet minutes later. But screenshots were everywhere. Meanwhile, Bad Bunny remained calm, silent, quietly dangerous. He didn't defend himself. He didn't threaten anyone. He didn't address the chaos. That silence made Hollywood shake even harder because it meant one thing. He wasn't done. Then the retaliation began. A huge entertainment outlet suddenly published hit pieces calling Bad Bunny unstable, reckless, and a danger to the industry. One article even suggested he was influenced by radical outsiders. Fans instantly recognized them as Hollywood-funded damage campaigns. People mocked them, dragged them, and roasted the writers so badly that the publications turned off their comment sections. But Hollywood wasn't backing down. An insider leaked that a group of executives met in secret to strategize containment. What did containment mean? Did they want to blacklist him again? Cancel contracts? Freeze him out of the film world? People freaked out, until another insider dropped an even bigger bomb. Hollywood can't blacklist him anymore. He's too powerful. And that's when the atmosphere shifted again. Because Hollywood realized they weren't fighting a rising star anymore. They were fighting an empire. But then something happened no one expected. A mysterious Hollywood whistleblower, using a burner account, posted a video message with a distorted voice. In the video, the person said, "Bad Bunny didn't just expose an image. He exposed the core of Project Meridian. And if the rest comes out, Hollywood will never recover." The internet froze. The whistleblower continued. There were 20 artists affected, 10 careers destroyed, 5 lives ruined, and one was supposed to replace him. Replace him? Fans went wild. People demanded names. The whistleblower didn't answer. Instead, they said something far more terrifying. His video wasn't the reveal, but it was the warning. Hollywood panicked again. Studios started locking down archives, restricting digital access, and pulling old files offline. But it was too late. Screenshots and documents were already circulating. Anonymous accounts started releasing blurred images of secret memos, confidential board notes, and internal discussions about artist compliance. Nobody knew if every document was real, but the chaos made everything seem possible. Then came the biggest escalation yet. A former Hollywood producer, known for working with some of the biggest stars, posted a cryptic message. "What you're seeing is only the surface. The real story is about who tried to silence him and why." Within minutes, fans identified him and demanded answers. And he posted again. "They're scared because he wasn't supposed to win." That quote spread so fast it reached every corner of the internet. But this producer wasn't done. Hours later, he posted one last message. "And if the person who helped him steps forward, Hollywood collapses overnight." Fans screamed. Everyone begged him to reveal the identity of the helper. He refused. But the internet had theories. Some believed it was a former executive. Others said it was a fired archivist. Some wild theories even suggested a director betrayed the system to help Bad Bunny. And then, the shocking reveal hit. From a burner account, someone posted a 12-second clip showing a room filled with confidential Hollywood documents. Papers, drives, envelopes, all stamped with different studio logos. The video panned slowly across the room before the camera stopped on a single folder labeled Meridian Phase 2. People stopped breathing. Phase 2? What was Phase 2? Did they plan to target more artists? Expand the blacklist? Silence more careers? The clip ended before any answers came. But the caption underneath was the real earthquake. Bad Bunny wasn't their only target. The internet exploded with fear, anger, and hysteria. Fans demanded Hollywood reveal the list of artists. News outlets attempted to investigate. Celebrities went silent. Executives hid. Lawyers panicked. Meanwhile, Bad Bunny posted one thing on his Instagram story: a blank black screen. Nothing else. Fans interpreted it as a warning, a statement, a signal that this story was far from over. Hollywood interpreted it as a threat, because the war had officially gone public, and the world wasn't choosing Hollywood. They were choosing him. And Hollywood had just lost control of the narrative for the first time in decades. The moment the Meridian Phase 2 folder leaked, the entire world erupted. This wasn't just entertainment news anymore. This was global warfare between an industry giant and a superstar with more cultural power than any executive locked inside their Hollywood towers. People everywhere were suddenly invested. Not just fans, not just insiders, but ordinary viewers, politicians, international media, everyone. Because this wasn't about gossip. It was about control, about corruption, about the kind of silence Hollywood had built its power on for decades. Twitter/X turned into a battlefield. Millions of people flooded the platform with theories, anger, and then disbelief. One viral post read, "Hollywood's been hiding this blacklist for years. Bad Bunny just exposed them." Another person wrote, "If Phase 2 was real, imagine what they did in Phase 1. The simplest reaction came from a fan who tweeted, "He saved careers they destroyed." And that tweet hit 20 million views in under an hour. But the reactions weren't just emotional, they were strategic. People started tagging other artists, demanding answers, demanding transparency, demanding names. Old interviews resurfaced where musicians hinted about being pushed out, restricted, or shut down by invisible forces. Suddenly, fans began connecting dots between unrelated scandals, piecing together patterns that pointed directly to Project Meridian. TikTok creators went ballistic. Every creator with a platform posted hour-long breakdowns, analyzing the folder, decoding hidden messages in Bad Bunny's video, listing artists who disappeared suspiciously from the spotlight. The hashtag #ExposeMeridian hit over 2 billion views in 12 hours. One creator said, "This isn't a leak, this is a revolution." Another cried on video saying, "We always knew something was off. He finally proved it." Meanwhile, Hollywood's reactions were disastrous. Panic was leaking through every crack of the industry's polished facade. One insider posted anonymously, "Executives are terrified. This is the worst PR collapse they've ever faced." Another insider said, "They can't control him. They can't silence him. They underestimated him." Studios started releasing bland statements like, "We are looking into the situation," or "These claims are unverified." But nobody believed them. Fans dragged the statements for being weak and defensive. Some comments read, "If it wasn't real, why are you panicking?" And "Hollywood denying something is the biggest confirmation." Celebrities that once defended the system suddenly went quiet. They deleted older tweets. They avoided interviews. They refused to comment. The silence became proof of guilt. But others took the opportunity to expose more. A famous rapper tweeted, "They tried it with me back in 2018. I wasn't supposed to talk about it." A singer posted on Instagram, "Artists are controlled more than y'all know. Pay attention." The most explosive celebrity reaction came from an A-list actor who posted, "Project Meridian was whispered about for years. He exposed the truth. Now they're scared." Hollywood tried shutting him down, but it was too late. Its screenshots were everywhere. Music industry reactions were even more chaotic. Producers, managers, and former label employees started speaking anonymously on podcasts and Reddit threads. One claimed, "Meridian wasn't just Hollywood. Labels used it too." Another said, "Artists didn't vanish because they failed. They vanished because they refused to obey." Fans were horrified, angry, heartbroken, empowered. But the entertainment industry wasn't just losing the public. It was losing financial support. Investors reportedly pulled funding from 2 major studio projects within hours. One streaming service paused a $1 billion acquisition deal. Advertisers started distancing themselves from Hollywood brands rumored to be involved in Meridian. A leaked corporate memo from a major studio sent shockwaves. "Our reputational damage is severe. Like the public believes Bad Bunny. We need a reset strategy." Translation: Hollywood lost the narrative. Bad Bunny controlled the narrative. International reactions were even more intense. News outlets in Puerto Rico, Spain, Mexico, Argentina, and Brazil covered the story non-stop. Headlines read, "Bad Bunny fights industry corruption." "Latino superstar exposes Hollywood's dark system." "Project Meridian, the secret Hollywood never wanted revealed." Even politicians weighed in. A senator tweeted, "If these allegations are true, Hollywood must face accountability. That tweet alone forced the entertainment industry into deeper panic because political attention meant legal consequences. But the most insane public reaction came from random fans across the world showing up outside Hollywood studios holding signs like, "We believe Bad Bunny," "Stop Meridian," "Artists deserve freedom," "Hollywood can't silence us." It turned into a global protest movement within 48 hours. Meanwhile, the music industry began secretly preparing for fallout. Major labels feared artists would revolt. Managers feared their clients would demand transparency. Some insiders claimed the industry was bracing for a mass strike. One label employee leaked a message saying, "If he releases anything else, the system collapses." But the pressure wasn't only on Hollywood. It was on Bad Bunny too. Fans begged him to speak, to drop more evidence, to expose Phase 2 fully. Yet he stayed silent, cold, focused, almost calculating. And this terrified the industry more than anything. Because silence from someone that powerful means preparation, means strategy, means the next move is already planned. And then something eerie happened. A massive billboard, nobody knows who paid for it, appeared in Los Angeles with one sentence: "The truth is coming." Fans thought Bad Bunny did it. Hollywood feared someone else did. And just when the reactions reached absolute peak chaos, something dropped online. A blurry image, a file name, a timestamp, and the caption, "Phase 2 was never meant for him. It was meant for you." The world froze. Nobody knew if it was real. Nobody knew who posted it. Nobody knew what it meant. But one thing was clear. The war wasn't slowing down. It was escalating. And the next twist was going to destroy something. Or someone. Permanently. The entire world was already shaken, already spiraling, already drowning in theories about Project Meridian. But nobody, not fans, not Hollywood, not even the insiders leaking information, was prepared for what came next. Because the real twist didn't come from Bad Bunny. It didn't come from a whistleblower. It didn't come from a studio executive trying to save their career. It came from a file. A file that appeared online for exactly 4 minutes before it disappeared. 4 minutes. But that was all the time needed for screenshots to spread across the entire internet. The file name was simple, terrifying, and unmistakable. Meridian_masterlist_final.pdf. People stopped breathing. If the list was real, if even one name on it was legitimate, this wasn't just a scandal. This was an extinction-level event for Hollywood. Millions of users clicked the file instantly. Some couldn't open it. Some got errors. Others swore their browsers froze. But a handful actually saw the contents. And that's when the screaming began. The file didn't list 20 artists. It didn't list 30. It listed over 200 names. Actors, singers, writers, directors, producers, TikTokers, athletes, international stars, Latino artists, Black artists, Asian artists. Anyone who didn't fit the system. Next to each name were stamped labels. Paused. Restricted. Redirected. Terminated. Fans collapsed in the comments, horrified. People posted videos shaking so badly they could hardly speak. One creator said through tears, "They didn't just blacklist people. They erased careers on purpose." Another said, "Bad Bunny wasn't exposing Hollywood for himself. He was exposing it for everyone they destroyed." But the bottom of the list, the last section, was what changed everything. A new label. Phase 2. Targets. And beneath it, names that the world never expected to see. People gasped, screamed, fell silent. Because these weren't failing artists. These weren't unknown performers. These were huge names. People at the top of their industries. People who were rising too fast. People who were too influential. People the system couldn't control anymore. But the craziest part? Bad Bunny's name was not on the Phase 2 list because he wasn't supposed to be targeted. He was supposed to be the distraction, a decoy, a noise generator, a public fixation so Hollywood could silently prepare Phase 2 without anyone noticing. Say Bad Bunny's attack on Hollywood didn't disrupt Project Meridian. It accidentally exposed it. And that was the real twist. Hollywood wasn't afraid of what he revealed. Hollywood was afraid of what he revealed too early. Because someone powerful, leaked the file before Phase 2 launched. And then things got darker. A second page of the file leaked, only partially visible, showing a chilling paragraph. Phase 2 implementation begins once the public is sufficiently distracted by a high-impact celebrity spectacle. Target removal must appear organic, scandal-driven, or self-inflicted. The internet exploded. They weren't destroying careers because artists failed. They were manufacturing failure. They were engineering downfall. They were orchestrating collapses disguised as scandals. Suddenly, every celebrity meltdown made sense. Every mysterious disappearance. Every sudden career decline. Every mental health crisis exploited by the media. Fans were horrified, shaking, sobbing, furious. But then, the world noticed something truly terrifying. The timestamp on the file was from last week, meaning Phase 2 was already being prepared, meaning the public distraction had already begun, meaning the fuse was already lit, and nobody knew who the first explosion would hit. And just when the world couldn't process another ounce of fear, a message appeared on an anonymous account. A message that made millions of people freeze in complete silence. Bad Bunny was never supposed to see Phase 2. But now that he has, they're coming for him. Fans begged him to go live, to post, to say something, to show he was safe. Hours passed. No response. Hollywood stayed silent too. A silence far more threatening than denial. Then, at 3:14 a.m., Bad Bunny finally posted something on his Instagram story. A single video, just 4 seconds long, no music, no words, no caption. Only a close-up shot of his hand, placing a USB drive on a table. The same kind of USB whistleblowers were using. The same kind of USB rumored to contain Hollywood's darkest secrets. Fans screamed, Hollywood panicked. The internet melted. But then, the story vanished after 9 minutes, even though Instagram stories last 24 hours. Deleted by him? Removed by Instagram? Forced down? Nobody knew. And in the silence that followed, the burner account reappeared with one final message. The next file isn't about Hollywood. It's about the person who leaked Meridian. And when that name drops, it's over. The entire world is waiting for one thing now. Who betrayed Hollywood and helped Bad Bunny start a revolution? And now you understand exactly why the entire entertainment world is shaking right now. This wasn't just a leak. This wasn't just a video. This wasn't even just an act of rebellion. Bad Bunny pulled the curtain back on a system built on silence, control, and fear. And for the first time ever, Hollywood didn't know how to fight back. But this story isn't even close to finished. In fact, what's coming next might be bigger, darker, and more explosive than anything we've seen so far. But before the next wave hits, I need you. Yes, you watching this right now. Because your voice, your opinion, your reaction, that's what drives this entire story forward. The industry is watching. The insiders are watching. And trust me, the people hiding behind Project Meridian, they're watching too. So tell me right now, do you think the Meridian file was real? Do you think Bad Bunny has more USB drives? Do you think Hollywood is scared of him? Or scared of what he's about to drop next? And most importantly, who do you think leaked the file? Drop your theories in the comments now, not later, not after the video. Right, now. Because your comment might uncover the next piece of this puzzle. If you haven't hit like yet, smash that button right this second. If you're new here, Subscribe, because the next update is going to be the kind of reveal the industry prayed would never happen. And make sure notifications are on, because the moment the next file drops, the moment the next leak hits, the moment the whistleblower reveals their identity, I'll be here breaking it down before anyone else even touches it. Stay alert, stay loud, stay ready. Because the next chapter, that's where everything changes forever.